love my roommate.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Winnie.
Hey. So my name is Gwen Jumper, and I'd like to bring it back to a very fun time in all of our lives. The day is March 16th, 2020, and I'm walking through my small Vermont high school in the dimly lit hallways, excited for a 2-week break. Many in this cohort probably have a similar memory to what I have just stated. We are the COVID generation. If we were an episode of Friends, we would be called the one where they graduated during quarantine. Like, this is our brand now.
Yeah.
Now I know that not having a normal high school graduation or not getting a senior prom are not the biggest losses that I will have in my life. But the isolation that resulted during this time has really taken its toll. So fast forward to sitting in my dimly lit dorm room within my slightly bigger Vermont town for all hours of the day, 7 days a week, for 6.5 months. I was undoubtedly miserable, surrounded by the same genre of people from high school, the white middle-class rednecks. Yep. I felt like I had not gone to college at all, but was rather in some sort of messed up social experiment where they test what happens to 20-year-olds who stare at their computer screens all day with very little social contact. And, you know, in a way, that is exactly what was happening. The results from this study are in. You now have social anxiety and compensation will not be provided. This phenomenon has struck our generation and has a firm grip on our well-beings. I had entered this whole new lonesome era of myself, and the old me was gone. I continued this path all through my time at college, being too scared and afraid of stepping out and trying to meet others different from myself. I would tell my parents that I wasn't enjoying UVM, and their response was always, well, you know, you haven't really gotten out and really tried to enjoy it. And they were right. I hadn't tried. My fear of having to do the small talk stage in order to get anywhere with anything was really overwhelming. The, how are you? Where are you from? Oh, Massachusetts, like all of UVM? That's great. What's your major? Oh, awesome. It was just exhausting. Then, during Thanksgiving dinner, my cousin Meredith Mashtier told our family about this program she was doing in the spring of 2022, called Semester in the City. And then 2 weeks later, I received an email after trekking through campus in a signature Vermont blizzard and snowstorm, talking about a semester program in Boston called Semester in the City. Well, would you look at that? It was like some form of fate was screaming at me to try this. The bright shining lights of Boston were calling my small town name. Gwen, Gwen. That's Boston. So since being in Boston this semester, I've regained that confidence and feeling of belonging I had lost throughout these tough few years. I've gotten to work alongside my wonderful mentor, Ruth Henry, with a fantastic pilot student who has probably taught me more than I have taught him. Sure, I have gained back that socialization that I was craving, but I've also been immersed in a more diverse population than I ever have in my life. I've met so many inspiring people through my internship at the Lewis D. Brown Peace Institute, along with making wonderful connections with those in the cohort. I'm grateful to have this experience under my belt and will continue to be immersed in new settings with different groups of people. I want to continue my lifelong journey of educating myself. My old self is gone, as she should be. I do not want to miss out anymore, and hopefully I won't get a surprise 2-week break off school anytime in the future.